Welcome back, everyone. This is MandoAllDay, back with another video. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at Unkillable's Deathstroke from the DCeased storyline. This is from the DC Direct. As always, we're going to be taking a look at the figure itself in terms of the articulation, sculpture, and paint, and if it's worth your purchase or not. But before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on the support channel, to keep up to date and watch videos like this. So, let's take a look at the box. The front of the box looks like. The side, pretty cool art. The back, the other side, I'll do top and bottom, which we'll talk about that in a bit. Oh, there you go. You can see it right there. So we'll talk about that in a bit. Alright, now let's take a look at the figure outside the box. Now, these are not your typical DC Multiverse figures, so these are from the DC Direct, so unfortunately, it does not come with a card like they do with the DC Multiverse. Nor does it come with a stand, so what you see is what you get, and this figure did not come with any accessories, so like I said, what you see is what you get. But regardless, so let's take a look at it. Now, I will say though, this is my first time actually making a video of a DC Direct figure, and actually my first one ever, so bear with me if I'm, kind of skipped a couple things, or, saying things that like a noob like myself will say, but anyway, so let's take a look at this figure. And I gotta say though, that head sculpture looks really cool, man. I really dig the head sculpture. The detail, the painted eyes look really good. Look at that. He has no eye out there. It's really good. That painted tongue looks really good. Mustache, the blood splatter looks fantastic. And just that skin ripping on there. Not skin, but his mask ripping. And you can see that damage on there too. And you can really feel that sculpture. And then the other side, you get really beat up Deathstroke mask, and of course white eyes. You know me with white eyes, I'm a sucker for it. And I gotta say that this head sculpture looks fantastic, man. I really dig this figure. I mean, not the figure, the head sculpture, excuse me. And the paint job is really good on this head sculpture. Head articulation, left, right is good. Up, down, again, this is my first DC Direct figure, so I don't know if they do up, down articulation, but mine doesn't. So leave it in the comment section if it does articulate up or down, but mine doesn't, but left and right, it does. So, overall, head sculpture is top-notch. Just look at that detail, man. This is really cool, man. So, head articulation is limited, only to left and right, but the detail and paint just looks fantastic, man. I really dig this head sculpture. It looks really good, man. Shoulder articulation, it does swivel front to back. I don't know if it does. Oh, it does. Okay, perfect. It does. Up. So that's good. There is no... Is there bicep articulation? I don't know. Oh, there is bicep articulation. Okay, that's good. Elbows, good. And of course, I did play with this earlier. Wrists, good. And we'll do torso as well. Torso articulation, wow, this is very stiff. So, again, please correct me if their torso articulation on these DC Direct figures, if it's present or not. Mine isn't. So again, mine just could be really stuck in there, or maybe there is, so I don't want to break it. So for now, I'm going to say there's no torso, but again, please correct me. My first time owning one of these figures. So in terms of the arm articulation, it's good. Torso, like I said, so far it doesn't good, but I could be just my figure and so forth. But the paint is really good. And this is where I'm kind of like torn, because the detail on the paint is really good, man. I like this texture of the look of it. It looks good. It looks clean. I do like that matte finish on there too. I like how it has that dark gray matte finish with that little bit of a bright orange color, and I do like that pattern there. And of course, this is DCeased. You got that blood splatter all over. You got a little bit of ripping on there too. You got more blood splatter on here on his left, obviously hands. I do like how the hands are painted gloss red, which is really good. It makes that paint pop. And of course, on his wrist as well, too. And again, the paint job is good. The only downside, this is where I can see a lot of people not liking the DC Direct. Everything is very smooth. What I mean by that, it doesn't have a textured feel to it. And I'll show you guys in a bit what I mean. And I mean, again, it looks cool, but it's all smooth, which is a bit of a bummer because the head sculpture, it's textured. You can really feel all this stuff, and it looks good too. But the body is just very clean looking. I wish you could feel this right here. That would have been really cool. And again, the paint job is good. Like, the paint is good. I like the paint. I do like that red right there. Like I said, I like that orange with that dark gray. And, of course, the orange pattern right there. And it looks good, but it's just smooth. And that's a bit of a bummer. And, again, I wish... I'm going to get all I hate for this. I wish McFarlane did the what do you call it? The DCeased line with DC Multiverse, because I think it would have really looked a lot better, in my opinion. But it doesn't look good. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It looks good, but it's all smooth. And again, I'll show you guys in a bit. So overall, though, the upper body, I gotta say, though, it looks good. The head sculpture is fantastic, top notch. The paint's good. It's just a textured. There's not really much texture. It's just all paint. So that is a bummer, though. But overall, I like it. Let's take a look at the belt. Clean looking. I like how it's very defined. I wish there was a little variety in terms of the shapes and sizes. Kind of like that in the back. But overall, it looks good. It does have a holster for a weapon, but there's no weapon because, well, you know, if you collect these figures, you know. Let's take a look at the leg. Leg articulation's good. I think the thighs swivel. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Mine do not move, so please correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know if the thighs swivel or not, but so far mine don't. Knees, wow, this is very stiff figure. Let me do this leg. Yeah, so they do articulate. I was putting it earlier, but wow, this is very stiff, and I don't want to break it. So they do articulate. I have seen people bend them, so, and I don't want to break mine. And of course, ankles articulate. There's no toe articulation. And so this does not come off. I thought it did. I was pulling it. I was about to rip it, so it does not come off. So overall, though, but let's take a look at the leg. In terms of the leg detail, it gets very defined legs. You got some blood splatter right there too. I like how it's that same consistent paint of the dark gray matte, also present on the legs. I like that red has a little bit of gloss red, which it makes it pop though. I do like that knifer here on the ankle. And a little bit of style on the boots or on the shoes. I like the holster, you could put something on there. And I also like the blood splatter on there too. So overall though, the leg detail, it's good, it looks clean. But again, same thing that's in the upper body is also present on the legs, where it's just all smooth. And I can see people not liking that because you want some texture to it. Because when you add some texture to it, it really does make the figure pop, though. So overall, in terms of the leg articulation, it's good. There's no toe, unfortunately. Mine's stiff, but I have seen people articulate these, but mine's really, really stiff. So overall, I gotta say though, the leg detail, it looks good. It looks clean. I dig it, man. Now, the main question is, of course, is this worth your purchase? Now, as I mentioned in the first part of the video, you saw the Lego was on clearance. Or you saw the label was on clearance. And so, to answer the question, is this worth the purchase? Should you go out and get this figure? I gotta say, though, for retail, no. Because these retail for $30. For $30. So, to me, for this figure, retailing for $30, paying $30, I'm sorry, but fuck no. Don't get me wrong, I like DC figures. I like DC overall as a brand, the company. I like it. I like everything about it. This figure itself, I like the figure. Head sculpture looks good, very detailed. Upper body looks clean. I dig it, but it's a bit smooth, like on detail and textured. Leg, same thing, I like it. But unfortunately, though, there's not enough. And that's where, I gotta say, though, for $30, it's not worth it in my opinion for retail. Because like I said, you can get a lot more with the multiverse, because the multiverse are $20, and that includes a stand, and it also includes actual card. And sometimes, not all, it comes with accessories. Now again, this is my first DC Direct, so I don't know if others will include accessories, but so far, with my experience, for me, if you were to ask me, would I pay $30 for this? Personally, heck no. I'm sorry, but I wouldn't pay $30. To me, what would be a fair price for a figure like this? If I'm going to be honest, a fair price for this figure, I think $20 is a fair price. Again, for $30, I'm sorry, fuck no. Like, again, you can hate me as much as you want. I'm sure people are going to hate me right now by me saying that, but for $30, no. $20, I think it's a fair price. If you can get it cheaper, even better. Now, did I pay $20? No. I actually got this during the GameStop sale. So if you're watching this right now, go to GameStop. If you're interested in getting this figure, go to GameStop because they're having this on sale for $13. So for $13, I think this is a really cool looking figure for $13. So again, for $13, I think it's a good looking figure. But to me, for the price of, like I said, for $30, no. $20 is a fair price. And this came off, so I'm trying to fix this right now, sorry. But like I said, I think for the price of what I paid for of $13, heck yeah, this is a good looking figure. Anything else more than that, I'm sorry, it's just not worth it in my opinion. $20, I think is a fair price. You just kind of I even thinking about it now. $20 though, would I pay for this? $20? I would say 20 is a fair price. Like, maybe wait for a sale. If these came out for $20, I would even say wait for a sale. So if you can get it for 15, good deal. I got it for 13, and I think for that price of 13, solid price though. But regardless of the price though, do I like the figure, and what do I give it? In my opinion, I like the figure. I gave it a thumbs up, but only for on sale price. Retail, thumbs down, because again, way too much price, overpriced. But if you get it on sale for a really good price like I did, for all the detail on here in this figure, thumbs up for me. Here we have, of course, Deathstroke from the Rebirth era. This is for the DC Multiverse. And then we have, of course, the DC Direct DCeased Deathstroke. And you can really see the difference. Now, as I mentioned, this is a lot smooth, right? Look at the shoulder pieces. It's smooth. It looks good, but it's smooth. But I want to show you what I mean by having texture. And you can really notice that even from here comparison, you can see the difference. Like, look at the texture here. See this? And it is textured. And when you see that textured, it makes it pop and makes that armor really, really pop. Especially here, look at the head sculpture. Right? Look at the head sculpture. My camera can pick it up. Like, little things like this, you might think it's very small and subtle, but that texture makes the figure pop. Even on the legs, a little texture like this makes that figure pop even more. And look at it. Just compare the two. You can see for yourself which one looks better. And they're almost similar in terms of the actual costume, right, or skin. But look at the difference. Which one really pops and grabs your attention? This one does. It looks good. It looks clean. But that texture makes it pop. Makes that kind of like... It gives it that oomph kind of thing. If that makes any sense. It gives it that extra detail. But overall, though, both good-looking figures. But if you were to ask me which one I prefer, I'm going to go with this one, man. The texture looks good. Now, I don't know if this head fit on here. So if it does, leave it in the comment section below. But here you go. We have Deathstroke from the Rebirth. And, of course, we have Deathstroke from the DC Direct. And in terms of height comparison, yeah, definitely a lot shorter. I mean, you guys can see that right there. It's a lot shorter. You guys can see, yeah, look at the height difference. And this is him leaning a little bit. He kind of has a little side note to it, but definitely a lot more thicker in terms of size. So there you guys can see the difference in height for the Deathstroke DCeased and Deathstroke Rebirth. Here we have another fantastic figure. We have the Deathstroke from Defiance, a gold label Target exclusive. And similar to the Rebirth, it's also present here. Just look at that texture. Look at that right here. That texture. Very subtle, but it gives it that extra pop, man. That's what the DC Direct is missing. I like the figure, but if it had that texture, I would definitely say more. But unfortunately, it is what it is, though. But again, the price I paid for $13, can't really hate on it, man. But there you go. And we'll do a little face-off. You guys can see the height comparisons. Again, there you go. You can see the height comparison. And again, a lot shorter, unfortunately. So it is what it is. I wish he was a lot more taller. I think it would have looked a lot better. And I would probably say, maybe start collecting more of these. But in terms of the height difference, yeah, I can see a lot of people not wanting to collect more of the DC Direct ones. Here we have Batman the White Knight story figure, and of course the DC Direct DCeased Deathstroke. And in terms of the height, you can definitely see, yeah, they're a bit around the same height. Well, yeah, I would say Batman is just a little bit taller, like a little bit. So in terms of, if you're watching this video thinking, okay, how do they, in terms of the height comparison, how they hold up, I think it really depends on the figure. Because so far, the two Deathstrokes that I just showed, Rebirth and Defiance, definitely the Multiverse is a lot taller, but I think it really depends on the figure itself, because these two, in terms of the height comparison, Batman is like just a bit taller. You guys can see right there. See that? Just a little bit, but not a whole lot though. But there you guys can see the difference in height. Here we have Damian Robin from, I believe it's Infinite Frontier. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong though. But anyway, so here's a short figure from the DC Multiverse. And then we have, of course, the Deathstroke one. You can see the height difference. Of course, Deathstroke is a lot taller, even though Damian's leaning back, but you can really see the height comparison. So, yeah, these are The damage is a lot shorter compared to the DC Direct ones. But again, I'm just showing you guys a height comparison. So if you are interested in getting more of the DC Direct during the GameStop sale, well, now you have an idea of the size or height difference. Here we have a really huge difference. Here we have the Bane Mega Fig and of course the Deathstroke one DC Direct. You can really see the height difference. This is really, really bad, man. Look at this. He looks like a midget. No offense to anyone who's, short. No hating or anything, but you can really see the difference in height. Just look at this. Look at this behemoth of a figure. Come on. It reaches up to his lower chest. So if you are interested in knowing, how tall is Deathstroke from DC Direct to Bane, to his lower chest. So if you look at the height for Bane, if you see his lower chest, then that's how tall this figure is. So you guys can kind of get an idea in terms of the height for comparing DC Direct Deathstroke with a Mega Fig DC Multiverse. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with this figure? Do you plan to purchase this figure? Or did you already purchase this figure? Leave it in the comment section below. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the support channel to keep up to date and watch videos like this. So it includes an overview of Deathstroke, Unkillable Deathstroke from the DC Direct, and on to the next one.